Hello everyone, I decided to do a little video review for you guys. This is as problem child as they get. Of course we got Dave today. This truck is as problem child as it gets for me, or it's gotten for me this far, and I hope it doesn't. No records get beaten by this truck. So here's the kicker. It's a reviewer, but it's also a little bit more in-depth review than I usually do, since I got more than 10 minutes today. This truck had a bad axle, okay? From the get-go, I had a bad pumpkin, and the story goes like this. I bought the truck, did a little bit of miles on it, and then she gave me grief. So they changed the bearings on it, the carrier, or the pinion bearing and the axle bearings on the inside. So the pumpkin got brand new bearings all around. Well, that didn't last long. Then it went in again for a rear axle, and this is the reason why I don't deal with warranty. I have more warranty stories, but I'll stay focused to this truck for now to share my problem child with you, as bad as it got for me. And for you guys that don't watch my channel, I got numerous of these vehicles. So second time around, they did the same thing. They changed out the bearings. Well, that didn't take long. The first time around, I was fine with bearings. Second time around, I said, guys, we got a problem here. It's not bearings. It's more than bearings. It's a deformed pumpkin. I want a new axle. Well, Paul, it's not our shot. Whatever Chrysler or Fiat, whatever, calls the shots on it. So they did the second time the bearings. So that didn't last long. So third time around, hope I didn't lose you there. Yeah, Paul, looks like it needs bearings. No, guys, it doesn't need new bearings. It needs a new axle. Well, Paul, we don't get to call the shot. And pretty much neither do you kind of attitude. It's going to get what Chrysler says it's going to get. I'm like, well, you know what I'm going to tell you? I'm going to tell you this. You're just about to buy yourself a truck back is what you're going to get. Let's not go any further. I demand a new axle in the back. Pass on that down to Chrysler, that if they don't put a new axle on there, it is going to go again, and you are going to be buying this truck back. So they, you know, I'm fairly straightforward, but this time I was pushy. You know, I let them know that, hey, this is horse crap. I need a new axle back there, and that's what they did. Well, they did that with a little bit of pushing, and here's where the pushing comes. There's a local reputable shop that rebuilds gearboxes and transfer cases and axles, and he found out this deal because at the time he was rebuilding a couple trannies for me. So he called up the service writer, the main service writer, whoever he is. Good guy. I'm not going to say any names out there. And he just chewed him out. He's like, dude, Paul is not a specialist in axles, but he was telling you it ain't going to work because, you know, you're onto something. Once you don't blow a couple sets of bearings just because they're bad. Because the pumpkin's deformed. That's the problem. And then it puts a slight load on it, an improper load, and there they go. You know, 20,000 miles down the road and you're done. So this truck spent probably a total of a couple months at the dealership, and for what I use these trucks, it's a big no-no. If this was my only truck, I would have been in deep water. Would have gotten deep water real quick. So that's the story. That's how troublesome it got. So to finish the story off, almost seems like I did. When they put the new axle on, I've been fine. But once again, why I don't let people touch my trucks, because these doorknobs, and I'm calling them doorknobs because any proper mechanic wouldn't allow this to happen. They didn't tighten the U-bolts. So the truck made it out of dealership, visually inspected, and hit the road, and shortly after the airbags popped because these U-bolts were holding and it shifted the whole thing, and at some point just ripped the airbags. So these are new sets of airbags. I need to talk to you guys about, these are different airbags than I usually have on my pickups. We need to talk about that. I have very good things to say about these airbags, and you know, there's positivity on the other side too, but it depends what you're after. I really like these airbags. Anyway, so yeah, it's a side note. So that's my story of my problem child. Now this problem child, quote unquote, you know, end of story. I should quit complaining. So that's as bad as it got with me, for me with these trucks. Check out my channel. There's other trucks with higher mileage. Oh yeah, shoot, I should have never chosen. Yeah, I'll show you the mileage. 226, 818. Yeah, I'll start her up later for you guys. So as far as that mileage at 226 or 228, what was it? 226, 800. This is what you get. You get a pickup like this. And what I mean like this is in this kind of shape. This truck had decent drivers. The average of the drivers were decent. They weren't, here, let me change up the angle here. They weren't bad. I mean, the plastics are, well, you know, plastic holds up better, or better than cloth. Cloth are not bad. Had a heavier guy in here on the last time around. Heavier, he's not very heavy, but he's, you know, heavier than the average. And the seat's still doing good, so we got that. So that's what the truck looks like inside. Looks like the driver cleaned the stuff out to wash it up. Yeah, that's what she looks like, fellas. Nothing too fancy, nothing too downers. And let me show you under the hood. For 226,000 miles, truck's doing well. Besides that encounter with the dealership, I advise all you guys to stay away from dealerships as much as you can. And I'm saying as much as you can. You can't always stay away from dealerships. So yeah, that's where we're up against. Now let me show you under the truck. For all you boys curious, it's nice and dry. There's nothing leaking, dripping, pissing. Oh, something's leaking there. What the heck is that all about? Oh, definitely leaking over here. Alrighty guys, for some reason my camera cut out. Anyways, that was no big deal under there. It was an easy fix. So that's the condition of the truck. Short and short for the 226 from the day one. That's all the problems I've had with it. The rear axle, it got fixed. A lot of time down in my books. But other than that, it's been a good truck for me. And as always, I don't have a whole lot to complain. I'll let you listen to the engine. Let that engine burn as always. Watch the way the engine idles. It's a cold start. If I can find my keys, it would be nice. Where did I put that? It's in a cup holder. Sorry, boys. That's a cold start. You can see the engine bouncing a little bit. Sorry, you can see the engine bouncing a little bit. Not a whole lot. Considering it's a cold start, it ain't bad at all. Make sure the exhaust brake is off. Yeah, it was off. Either way. Alright, boys. That is it. May the Lord bless you. May y'all have a mighty fine day. Hope you enjoyed it.